We help contractors by the hundreds with all of the administrative burdens that surround handling their construction projects. That means helping them with exactimate estimating, working with them on all the administration of their supplements, and doing the administrative services back office work that enables them to focus on selling, building, and billing.
We see contractors just starting off, maybe they're struggling with the fundamentals of running a construction business. They partner up with us, their process is now defined, they're able to grow their profit margins and actually scale because they're not held back with the burden of dealing with the supplementing process. I feel proud of what we've been able to do in this industry.
This is Larry Bache with the Amarillo Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Amarillo Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here, wearing a shirt not fit for doing green screen videos. You can tell I wasn't ready for doing this today. We have a storm happening here in Amarillo. We're going to talk about it real quick here for some live coverage, see what this is going to do. Of course, in the time it took me to get live here, we had a storm. I'll just roll the radar back for folks who didn't see. This was about half an hour ago. A storm formed pretty much literally right just outside of Amarillo and blew up on Amarillo itself, dropping so far confirmed at least golf ball size hail. Let's zoom into this a little bit more. So we got two panels here. So where off to the side here, that's your regular reflectivity. That's what you see on TV all the time. And then kind of sort of through my shirt here, we can see this is the correlation coefficient. CCs is where what we use to be able to kind of visually tell the story about where hail is falling, where you see the greens and the blues, yellows, oranges. That's where typically you're going to be seeing hail as the radar is detecting large objects in the sky and showing it as these colors for the hail. So with that out of the way, we're going to jump right into here. We have hail falling right now over Amarillo. Here is the center of downtown where my hands are here. Everywhere here with the high reflectivity, we're seeing those pink. That is where we're seeing that large hail, at least quarter size in diameter here. Rolling it, we're going to roll it back just a little bit more over on the western sides of town. This was slightly earlier. You see the storm form, and you see where the CCs got really low, right where my hand's at here. All those greens and yellows showing up, that's where we saw up to that golf ball size hail a little while ago. And notice how, look at the reflectivity really exploded with hail here over Amarillo. Places such as, I believe I-40, is this I-40? No, I-40 is up north. So, yeah, along I-40 and down by Highway 60. Everywhere in between, we are seeing hail all the way, probably sub-severe hail up through golf ball size hail. This storm is warned for baseballs currently. Haven't got any visual confirmation of that yet. I have not seen any LSR report, any storm reports coming in yet of hail that large. It's just currently warned for baseball size hail. Have not got confirmation. We're going to try to get that to you. I got my phone open here. I told people to send me pictures if they find any on Twitter or whatever, so we can get them out to you as quickly as possible. So far, confirmed golf ball size hail. We're looking at the most current radar image. Again, here you're seeing I-29, I-40. Okay. All right. It heads due south-southeast to Austin, says James Allen. Yeah, that'd be crazy. So right now, here we are. There's I-40 right here. This is, what is this one? Oh no, I-40 to the south. Sorry about that. And Highway 60. So I-40 is right here. Highway 60, Amarillo. You're getting that hail right in between. Everywhere you're seeing the pink color in. So you're getting hail here, all the way up through here. Your largest hail when you move over to the correlation coefficient, to the CCs, where you're seeing those greens and those blues and yellows coming in. This is where that largest hail is going to be. So pretty much right in my hand here, right by, what road is this? 10th Avenue and over by South Maris Street. Likely seeing upwards of golf ball size hail. Now we are very close to the radar. So being this close to the radar, the radar beams or scans are able to get much closer to the ground. I mean, we're looking at this only about 300-400 feet up. The radar is right there where you can't see anything. So chances are, okay, I got a bunch of reports coming in now. So chances are the CCs are going to be lower. The correlation is going to be lower. You're going to see more large objects as it's scanning from below the clouds pretty much right as before it hits the ground. So when you get those higher CC values or those lower ones, the brighter colors, that's when you're going to be seeing that hail, not necessarily baseballs or anything like that, but more that higher quantities of that we like to say large volumes of hail. So it looks like a lot of hail is falling here in Amarillo, everywhere south of Highway 60 pretty much. Highest so far is golf ball. We see a lot more storm reports coming in here, the quarter to $half size up to golf balls. So again, probably going to be coating that ground with a lot of hail here across Amarillo, Texas. I don't know if they've really had much of a storm yet this year, so God, remind me in the comments. I mean, it's been a little while since we had any kind of activity at all, so we can just give a reminder here, anything at all is definitely a welcome sight indeed of getting any kind of hailstorm. Latest update, you can see those correlation coefficients, the CCs really lighten up, and you kind of see it through my shirt a little bit. We have, again, you see all those colors lighten up. We're getting really close to the radar, so even though normally I'd be saying we're getting baseballs here, this is likely quarter to golf ball size hail everywhere north of I-40. Probably extending from about Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard down through East 34th Avenue to the east of downtown Amarillo. That is where you're seeing that hail. Again, quarter to golf ball size hail. Golf ball size hail being your maximum size, likely with this. I know it was warned for baseballs before. I'm going to kind of jump in on the warning, see if anything. It's now warned for 2-inch hail. So they walked back on that a little bit before they had it warned for baseballs. Baseballs I thought was a little aggressive personally for this warning, but the storm did form very quickly, pretty much on the city, and really took off. So I think better safe than sorry. But again, up to golf ball size hail. You might see a 2-inch report out of this. So it looks like the storm, storm split. See this guy right here? It's actually the storm. So the storm split into two. So you got the north guy going this way, and this one's going to probably go right along I-40 here. And once it gets east of Amarillo, there's not going to be a whole lot, and there's not a lot of people between Amarillo and the Oklahoma border. So this is pretty much the big thing that we'll be looking at here. So elsewhere across the country, just kind of, okay, all right, never mind. Let me jump back over. This overview map that we have actually is able to get the reports in a little bit faster. So we got a 2-inch report here, so that's 2-inch hail that has fallen here in Amarillo. Reported via Twitter from a storm chaser, west-southwest Amarillo. So again, that area that we were highlighting before here in the southern sections of Amarillo, Texas, where the majority of the population really is. We had recently a ping pong ball report. It's an M-ping report. We got a quarter report over here. This is on the eastern side of town, so still making that upwards of golf ball size hail east of downtown Amarillo. So we've had up to 2-inch hail confirmed here by a storm chaser with all these reports coming in. Elsewhere, we have a couple other storms that have formed. We have a couple isolated severe storms near the Red River in Oklahoma. These aren't that really big of a deal. Definitely not making 2-inch hail with them, that's for sure. Further off to the west, we'll be watching stuff possibly over by Lubbock and this guy right here. This looks like it's most likely going to stay pretty rural. Probably splitting the gap between Lubbock and Midland. Granted, very large gap. So elsewhere, I think Colorado hasn't seen too much right now. And so yeah, big story in town here. Pretty much the main story is in the Amarillo area. It's getting again upwards of 2-inch hail so far falling with this storm. Again, we're going to kind of roll that radar back. I'm willing to bet that 2-inch hail fell where you see the much higher reflectivity. If I zoom in the radar a little bit, right in here, that's probably near where you're seeing that golf ball, the 2-inch hail. Again, this is being all mapped live here on Hail Trace. You can check us out on our website, hailtrace.com. You can check out this storm. And notice right here, right where I was standing, got that area of concentrated greens and blues. This is likely where you're seeing that hail that was golf ball at 2 inches in diameter, just to the south of, what was this, I-27, Highway 87, and where it meets with Washington Street. That's probably where your best bet of seeing that bigger hail was, upwards of 2 inches in diameter. And now pushing off to the east where we got that ping pong ball report coming in. And looking at the radar, it looks like we had some hail here happening right now. Notice the CCs again. We're getting a lot brighter colors. We're getting much closer to the radar. You're getting within 1,000 feet of the ground here with these radar beams. You're probably going to be seeing a lot more of the hail as it's falling into the ground. So it's going to make the CCs a little bit high, a little bit brighter for you here with that the greens and the yellows. But that definitely means we're seeing upwards of that golf ball size hail currently along I-40. And on the eastern side of Amarillo by like Sunrise Drive, probably pretty close to where the big Texan Steakhouse is at. And is continuing pushing to the east, heading towards the airport here in Amarillo. So again, that area of hail upwards of golf ball size, moving across a good chunk of the city of Amarillo. If I zoom it out, we can see here that most of basically central and southern sections of Amarillo, south of downtown, getting hit by a storm that formed, dropped upwards of 2-inch hail, and is continuing to move to the east. We'll be moving out of town here in a little bit. Checking back in other areas, somebody asking about Colorado. Over here, well, not too much right now. You're getting some rain across over by here in the Front Range by Denver, Colorado Springs. I'd say your chances of hail are done here with not too much really happening. And then the only severe warning storm just to the east of Trinidad, Colorado, which is in the far southern sections of the state. Maybe something over by Pueblo, but where this line currently is likely going to be that cutoff point for any hail potential here across that Colorado Front Range today. Unfortunately, another day going by without any super big hail. Looking around here, seeing if we're getting any more storm reports in, it looks like, again, we're maxing out at that 2-inch size. I know it was originally warned for baseball size hail. Wasn't really thinking we'd be seeing baseballs out of the sky, but right now really looking like again, that 2-inch hail is the maximum size, with that biggest hail falling on the eastern reaches of Amarillo. This is the most updated radar image. Probably going to get another one in here in the next minute or so. And this is going to be along basically east of Southeastern Street and along I-40 in Amarillo, and that's continuing to push east. So it's going to be at least a 3-star map here, again, up to 2-inch hail for a good chunk of the city of Amarillo. Nice little surprise. I mean, it's been a while since we've done any live coverage. What was the last storm? The 5-star in San Antonio, I want to say. That might have been the last one we did. It's been a little bit here. Many pictures. Okay, it doesn't look like we've got too many pictures coming in here. So, again, as we wait for that next update, got another quarter report coming in. Thanks to our sponsors for always making these videos possible. C3 Group, Amarillo Law Group, and Balance Claims and Artist Supplement. They're all here. You saw them at the beginning of the video, and as always, thanks for them for making these videos possible. You can check them out in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. You're just tuning in. We had a storm moving through Amarillo here, dropping up to 2-inch hail across a good chunk of the city. Waiting for another radar update in the next minute or so. Storm on the eastern end of town, and that's going to be moving to the east, probably going to the airport here in Amarillo. But just for a minute, just throw it to one of our sponsors just for about 15 seconds. We'll be right back here, and we'll see if the radar has updated.
John here with Art of the Supplement, and I wanted to invite you to our brand new Facebook group, Art of the Supplement Nation. We've assembled the industry's top experts to bring you the best answers to all your insurance restoration questions. It's on Facebook, not MySpace. Delete that. You don't need MySpace anymore. Check it out. Facebook.
Perfect time. Radar just updated right there. Looks like the storm might be back building a little bit here. So this is the previous frame. This is where we're at right before that 15-second ad. And this is where we are now. So the storm might be... Okay, looks like it's trying to redevelop itself down to the south a little bit here. So it looks like that hail's going to continue. You get a long, elongated hail time here on the eastern sides of Amarillo. This is going to be just east of downtown. If I move to the other side of the screen, you can see, look at all those greens and blues. So it's showing there's large quantities of hail falling with this. So you're getting that large quantities, you're getting that ground covered with hail. Probably seeing a lot of sub-severe hail and then upwards of golf ball size hail with this. But nonetheless, a ton of hail can definitely do a lot of damage. A lot of folks, I'm sure, in the San Antonio area can attest to that. Didn't really see the crazy softballs or anything in San Antonio from that storm a few weeks ago, but it did do quite a bit of damage when you just got that tons of it falling. Looks like probably something similar to that right now across Amarillo. I'm going to check out a couple other parameters here real fast, and yeah, pretty much looks like we're seeing quite a bit of that hail, that quarter to golf ball size range. Continuing here, this is I-40 across Amarillo. So along I-40, this is Eastern Avenue. I think, what was this highway? Highway 60 or something? What was it? Amarillo Boulevard, Highway 60, yes. Highway 60 here. So Highway 60 to I-40, Eastern Amarillo, east of downtown. This is Eastern Avenue. Probably seeing a long period of hail, lots of it falling. All those greens and yellows here, yes, we're close to the radar, so it's going to make the CC values a little lower as we're picking up, this storm is picking up the radar frames at about 400 feet. So normally we're looking at a storm 2,000 feet up. When you're only about 400 feet, you're just getting over the tops of taller buildings. And so you're seeing that hail as it's falling closer to the ground. So when there's a lot of it falling, when we're this close to the radar, that's when the CCs really bottom out like this. So you really start seeing everything coming down to the ground, get more of that ground truth in here. So that's why I think the ground's probably getting coated across everywhere. Here's downtown Amarillo, right where my hand's at. This is where all that large quantities of hail falling, then that quarter to golf ball range. Let's see if we got... Get some pictures in here. Okay, yeah, so we're seeing, got a photo of, see about some quarter size hail. And if you are subscribed to our alerts here, we're getting those text messages out saying, you're getting that hail upwards of golf ball size. Look at that, we got a golf ball report that came in right here a second ago. See if I can actually hover over it, but from a storm chaser. So again, we're getting that confirmation that golf ball, like I've been saying, quarter to golf ball size hail everywhere here across the eastern sections of Amarillo, kind of near where the big Texan steakhouse is. I think a lot of you guys know that if you ever driven down I-40 in Oklahoma or in New Mexico, or pretty much anywhere hundreds and hundreds of miles from this freaking steakhouse here in Amarillo. That's where you're probably seeing that hail there and off just to the west of them. So between the airport and downtown and eastern Amarillo, along I-40, south of Route 60, that's where you're seeing that big hail. Quarter to golf ball size, maybe even some couple of, oh my God, yeah, that's right, Michael, you've been wishing for Amarillo to get hit. This looks like, right now, a long duration storm. A couple radar frames, so probably 5-10 minute hail time here east of downtown of that hail upwards of golf ball size. And another golf ball report coming in right now, so it looks like lots of golf ball reports are starting to pop up. Let me check out local media measure golf ball size hail in downtown Amarillo. So that means downtown Amarillo has gotten golf ball size as well. Probably recorded by one of the television stations in Amarillo. latest update, looks like, yeah, storm. It's definitely hail and golf ball size on I-40. If you're driving down I-40 and you don't know this is happening, you're about to have a bad time, probably blow out your windshield with all that hail that's fallen here. Definitely over the airport now as well. Let me check on the overview, make sure there aren't any other reports that are going to sneak up on me here. Okay, quarter, half dollar, 2-inch hail report via Twitter. Let's see what the warning's updated. 2-inch hail. And again, this, if you're just kind of joining us, this is really the only game in town in terms of population. Got a couple other severe thunderstorm warnings here along the Red River, near the border of the Panhandle and Oklahoma, and in a little bit arc here in West Texas, but there's no population really to speak of for most of this. So Amarillo, only game in town. Folks wondering for Colorado, not really too much in Colorado currently. So again, the big story, the reason why we're live here is we got that up to 2-inch hail falling across Amarillo. It's on the east side of town now. Storm formed just outside of Amarillo. Kind of caught us off guard just a little bit. We weren't anticipating the storm to happen. This was at about, let's see, about an hour ago at about 3:30. We had storm form basically on the western sides of Amarillo, Texas, and went right away, dropped up to the golf ball to 2-inch hail, and now it's currently moved a little bit further to the east near the town of Pullman. Here is the airport, and this is I-40, Highway 60, getting that up to golf ball size hail. Long duration. I mean, we've had this one area, let's see, started hailing about there. Yeah, over 10 minutes, over 10, 15-minute hail time on the eastern side of town, so just east of downtown. Again, that 10 to 15 minutes of quarter to 2-inch hail. We had golf ball size hail in downtown recorded by one of the news stations in Amarillo as well. So just from the duration of the storm, willing to bet, I mean, obviously this is already a 3-star map. Wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a 4-star map. And hey, here in this 2020 June, this is a welcome storm. We haven't had a lot to really speak of last couple weeks here. So keeping this bad boy rolling, gonna keep pushing east. Probably be pulling out of Amarillo fairly soon. I'm gonna kind of check on. Let's see, I'm trying to see if I got any other pictures coming in. Doesn't seem to be so far. So I'm checking out, we got people checking out here on Twitter, find some pictures. Hopefully we can see some good ones coming in. Let's see, let's try to get on here. Whoops, didn't mean to actually get on. God, I'm not signed into Twitter on here. Never mind, guys. Hopefully somebody will send me some pictures we can check on here. If you're finding pictures, go ahead and try to post a link in the comments section. Go check that out as well to go see some possible big hail with that. So if you've just joining in on us, had a hailstorm moving here, formed basically on the west side of town, moved across. You can see all those storm reports on here, upwards of 2-inch hail. Yeah, golf ball size hail in downtown Amarillo. It's over the airport now, dropping quarter to golf ball size, getting quite a bit of it here across the eastern sections of Amarillo, Texas. That golf ball size hail, quarter to golf ball. I wouldn't be surprised if I see some pictures of people's yards being covered with hail, being like, oh man, 2020, what's going on? You know, that's kind of what I'm expecting with this, as it hailed quite a bit here, the storm. You can pretty clearly see on the reflectivity, all that pink showing up, all indicating hail. The CC is really bottoming out quite a bit, and now a little harder to see. Again, the storm is essentially on top of the radar currently. So when we are on the radar, you can't see it as well as, everything's kind of surrounded, but you can kind of see the airport sticking out right there. So it's impacting the airport. Here is in Pullman, Texas, as it keeps pushing off to the east. So the storm's pretty much complete here across Amarillo. Damage is done though. We got that multiple reports of golf ball size hail. We got a 2-inch report here. So again, quarter to 2-inch hail, maybe similar to that San Antonio storm, maybe not as crazy as that San Antonio storm. Significantly less people. Amarillo is what, like a tenth of the size of San Antonio or something. It's crazy difference, but still, it looks like probably a pretty solid 4-star map coming out of here. You can check it out on hilltrace.com. Currently, it's being mapped as we speak, so you can go check that out. It's being updated live. Just got to refresh the page. You can see the updates on there. All the details will be coming soon enough. We got pictures up on there as well. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Now that it's moving out of the city, I think I'm probably going to wrap this up. If you aren't too well versed in the area, you got Amarillo, and then I-40 until you get to Oklahoma City. So it's a ways away from any other population. It's definitely not going to make it to Oklahoma City, so I won't worry about that. There's not really any other storms to speak of, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for dealing with my clearly green leaves on its shirt, and we will see you at the next video. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.
I've met with a lot of firms. I've had these situations before, but I haven't found anybody as good as Merlin and as dedicated to what they do. They're not here to make you happy. They're here to win.